Started again. We're so sorry for the delay, guys. And here we go. So, in the lower right-hand side of the map, we've got our red Terran player from Invasion Esports. It's GuMiho. This guy's been making quite a splash in a lot of online tournaments lately. He's most probably, you know, if you've seen GuMiho play lately, he's probably been playing against Solo, because him and Solo have played so many matches in a bunch of base trade tournaments, and I think in maybe a Limo League as well. But GuMiho's just been killing it all over the place. A lot of high place finishes in these online cups and really doing well for himself. So let's see how he does here today. Opening up with the Reaper expansion, it would seem, on Catalina, and no real surprise about that. I mean, it's Catalina. What a great map to play Reaper on. As our Zerg in the 9 o'clock position on Catalina from Startail is Pet. And again, Reaper is going to be so useful, just because if you look at this base, there's so many points at which you can jump up, jump down. So you can kind of come into the right hand side, you can come in from the top side of the map as well. There's a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different possibilities as to what you can do, where you can go with them, and how you can try and get some damage done. So be keeping an eye out for these Reaper as the barracks does finish up, and we're just about to hit that 50 gas, and first Reaper on the way right now. Now pulling that SCV back, not looking to make a second depot, suggesting here that GuMiho is only going to go for this one Reaper to open with, and then go straight into Reactor and expand from there. Although that being said, he's pulling his SCV back, and he will actually drop this depot, so maybe a little bit more likely then to go for a second Reaper, which isn't too surprising, again, because Reapers are just so good on this map. Not too crazy to see him deciding to go for a couple here instead of just the single Reaper. So gas on the way up here for Pet, and yeah, he's just getting his gas going, looking to try and see what's going to happen here as this first Reaper getting ready to cross the map. Second Reaper now on the way, and SCV going to come down to the low ground here, get ready to build that command center, get his expansion rolling nice and early on. Pet going to be able to see this once that goes down. He's just actually checking here with his overlord right now. He doesn't know his opponent's here. He's seen that barracks, so again he's just waiting for that expansion. It will get dropped down here in a moment as he sees it. As at the same time the Ripper comes in towards his main base. A little bit of damage being done, but not actually getting a single drone kill just yet. Good control by Pet. This drone is a little bit in trouble, and he does get into a spore crawler in time. And good control overall then to keep all of them workers alive and getting out of the extract, cancelling the extractor and the spore crawler there. And these Lings are just going to back off, and pulling the hurt one back once again. Continues to put out some good micro here. As now Queen going to pop out, and he has had that Zergling speed started, as that gas has been mining all this time, and he's kept one worker in that gas to continue past that 100. And first Reaper there just managing to turn away, as the Silver Reaper still chasing Zerglings, looking for a bit more damage, and the Queen's just going to grab it there. So a little bit of a mistake by GuMiho, feeling again a little bit too overconfident, as that's a little bit of a shame, especially considering he's just been invested into a third Reaper. So with 3 Reapers, you're going to very much so look to contain your opponent, you know, really try and trade health against Queens. But if you lose one of them early, you know, then you're just on a 2 Reaper expand. You've delayed your Hellions for no real reason. It's not so great of a it's not great. So gonna lose 1 Reaper here, and whoa, the drones are gonna block this around and not quite being successful there. So that's just gonna be a little bit of lost mining time, as GuMiho will now continue to just kite around with these Reapers. Looks as though he's just gonna move away, and these Lings still being moved back at home. He has got his third command center on the way, and GuMiho will be continuing to produce Marines here. Wow, okay, so this is quite interesting then. To not put the factory onto the reactor and to just keep producing Marines. So he's going to go for something very aggressive then. I'd imagine he's going to try and push across the map with a few Marines, a couple of Hellions, and try and get a little something done early on. Pet's starting to take his own third base, and what has he seen so far? Well, not too much, but as he comes in here, he might be able to spot that, well, he will be able to spot that third command center, and he will also see the lack of a reactor on this factory. He's going to start thinking to himself, well, what are you doing if there's no command center on the if there's no factory on the reactor? Sorry, I think I said command center on the factory or something. So no factory on the reactor. He's going to be thinking, well, what's this about? He'll know there's quite a few Marines out. He'll see them Marines with this Overlord right now. He didn't see that third command center, so don't know how much he actually, you know, whether he thinks this is a huge amount of aggression or what right now. As 3 Hellions, a couple of Reapers, and these first Marines starting to tie up, and a few SUVs. Okay, they're just coming to build a wall. And a couple of more have been pulled as well. I think that's just a mistake. Okay, yes, it was. For a moment there, I thought you might be going for something, one of those kind of, you know, a very early SCV pull, just to tank a little bit while the rest of these units do the damage. But, you know, it's a little bit too early for that. And, you know, generally we expect to see an armory to get some Hellbats up and that sort of thing. So factory is now on the reactor. It's made 2 more Hellions. Now it's going to move away for another barracks to come down. Double engineering bays are up, and 1-1 upgrades have begun. And this is just going to be a little bit of light pressure here then from GuMiho with these first Hellions, with these first Marines, and already succeeding in taking down a single creep tumor, forcing a cancel on the second one. A lot of Zerglings here, and are they going to counterattack? It looks as though they very well might. There's 20 more Lings on the way, should be more than enough to try and start turning these Hellions and Marines around. And it looks as though these Zerglings are just going to try and cut off reinforcements or just try and get up into this natural. Nothing really over here though. He could morph in a bunch of Banes and try and go for a big counterattack, and I think that is what he's going to do. So Baneling's on the way here, and Pet looking to try and see what he can get up to. As these first Banelings are about to get ready to come in here, these units are stuck in the middle of the map. There's a lot of Zerglings here, and this could be some pretty major damage being done by Pet here in a few moments' time. These Banelings getting ready to move forwards, and well, these Hellions are starting to see these Zerglings, but here we go, already busting through into the natural expansion here. A few Hellions are, well, gonna have to work their heart out as, oh no, all of the workers on the high ground! That's not what he wanted to do, as Ling's starting to stream in here already. Hellions trying to do their best up above, and they're going to use, the choke point to their advantage. GuMiho already taking a lot of damage, though, as Zerglings and Banelings from behind taking down a few Marines, which are still over there. And, well, how much damage is going to get done here as Zerglings continue to stream on through? Another Baneling hit goes off. A lot of these SCVs getting low on hit points, but these choke points, which these Hellions and Marines are abusing, are really helping him stay alive here, and only 12 workers lost. Which isn't, that many. I mean, considering, we saw Banelings kind of explode on what looked like huge chunks of workers. Only 12 workers lost. Now up to 14 as some more Zerglings are still on the low ground here. Some more Hellions are, well, there's 4 Hellions still alive. Losing these 2 is a little bit detrimental, though he does manage to pull them up. And with the Marines behind these Hellions, these Zerglings are not going to be able to do all too much on this ramp. So turned around here, and GuMiho holds on. He's got 1-1 upgrades now, and he actually gets into a great position with 33 SCVs already out and 3 command centers. He's actually looking great. His armory starts up now, so he's going to head in towards 2-2 soon. And what looked a really great position for Pet originally, GuMiho just managed to hang on. I think the fact he was fighting into these units, which were kind of all up here, was what really hurt him. If he'd just gone off, chased some SCVs, kept a few more Banelings alive instead of blowing them up on this depot, which was already lowered, send them after SCVs, if he got a bit more damage done, this could be very different. But as it stands right now, Pet in a little bit of trouble. He's just going to go for round number 2 in terms of busting, and he's going to need a lot of Banelings to get through this wall, because there's a couple of engineering bays in here, and with 850 health, well, it takes a few more Banelings to knock through one of them than it does a single supply depot. So a few more Banelings continue to come in here, and I mean, Pet, he's just going to keep committing to this. No more drones have been made for him in this game, as GuMiho now making 5 Marines at a time with Stimpack finished and combat shields on the way. This only gets better and better for him. Even starting up 2-2, I don't imagine that 2-2 is ever going to complete in this game, because it's probably going to get burnt down, and if it doesn't, I think the game will probably be decided before that 2-2 finishes, as these Banelings start to move forward, and here we go. Can Pet make this work? Busting through both of these engineering bays. Goodbye 2-2. But killing 2-2 is just the beginning of what he needs to do here, as these Banelings try and get up this ramp, and what are they going to go off on? They don't even kind of bust through that first depot. It will begin to burn down here. No response from GuMiho from SCVs to start repairing that. And coming up the ramp here with some Lings, just kind of sacrificing them more than anything. As more Lings, more Banes on the way. As Lings are going to start streaming through here once again and again. It's that choke point that Pet just cannot attack into. So much free damage being taken. As now the Banelings try and connect, but they only take down a reactor. And there's just so many Marines left over that GuMiho pushes down the ramp. He's turned this around without any issue at all. And that will be GG here. GuMiho takes game number